Hi everyone, it's Don from Crux Terminatus with the Dreadknight, or the Hangover Baby Carrier of Doom, and a first try at lava bases. So this model was given to me by a friend, Dan McGowan. Hello Dan. It was unloved and half built, and it had been sitting in his room for a long time, so he gave me it, and basically I'm just taking the bits out of the box and having a look. So quite a few mould lines and bits and bobs to take care of. Special mention there to Robert and Robert, or the two Bobs as I like to call them. This is me priming with the Vallejo Grey primer. Quite a nice flat even base. I was going to go directly onto chrome from this. I did the test and it didn't really work, so I had to go back and use my sort of default paint at the moment, which is Sombre Grey from Vallejo Game Air. So that gave it quite a nice dark base, but not a black base to work from. And as you see, the chrome goes really well, as long as you don't have sticky bits in the end of your airbrush, that is. So a nice, that's silver, Vallejo Model Air Silver, yeah. And it just, it looks quite nice. It gives us a deep sort of bluey tinge underneath from the Sombre Grey. And really it was a case of filling in all the black bits, which I'm going to go over and dry brush later on, but nerves of steel required to paint the inlay for all the engraving, I think it is. So that's just scab red in there, and then a sort of blue wash. It's actually more of a glaze, actually, if I'm being honest. And if you get too much of it on, you can just sort of rub it off quickly with your finger, and you get away with it quite well. It's just basically all the shadows for the chrome and sort of round the rivets and things like that, just to give them a little bit of definition. But that's really the trick, is that's the old GW blue wash watered down. So on to the fun stuff with the power sword, or the force sword. So Vallejo white, because obviously it was in a grey primer, and then my sort of standard power colours. So that's the old sort of hawk turquoise, and then magic blue from Vallejo Game Air, just to go that sort of a little bit darker. And again, there's plenty of tutorials out there, but you get the gist of this. You mask off half the sword, and you paint the same on both sides, and then you paint the reverse colours on the other side when you mask that off. I'd gladly do a video on that if people wanted to see it, but I guess there are a million of them already out there. And then I was using the sort of regal blue just to give that the extra depth. I think it looks really crisp when you do that. And then all you need to do is just take the side of your brush and paint the edge, the very edge of your sword white. So that's the Dreadknight pretty much done and dusted. I've just painted the weapons red with this sort of brass detailing on there, and it's just really a case now of putting the head on, which was far fiddlier than it should have been. Maybe I should have put that on first. But I painted a little bit of OSL around his eyes just to give him a little glow. So again, that's the same colours actually as the sword. So it's hawk turquoise with white. So quite liking the way it is. It doesn't want to stand up very well, but I can sort that with the base. So a handy hint, make sure you've got enough glue before you kick off this, because you'll see in a second I run out halfway through, and I'm not best pleased, because the whole point of this was I wanted to paint the whole thing in a day, and this was quite late last night, so I didn't actually manage to get it done because I ran out of glue and I had to wait for PVA to dry overnight. So sheet of cork tile ripped up, give you your main base, and then if you want some more height, you can add another layer or a couple of bits that the Dreadknight might be standing on, or your Space Marine or whatever. So I just do a couple of bits to give it a bit more oomph, and you'll see here that's me running out, and oh, I'm not happy. Oh, that's me not being happy. Oh, toys out the pram. So overnight I have to put some PVA on it, but this model paste here with the pumice built into it, so if you're any good at spreading butter on toast, you'll be fine at this. So I'm just using the side of a sort of sculpting tool there to put it on nice and thin, and then I've painted it black, and then I'm dry brushing it with just grey, just Fortress Grey, and I will go over the edges with Wolf Grey just to give them a wee bit extra definition. But yeah, quite like that effect. Onto some Fire Red. I was thinking about mahogany, but went for Fire Red. and it's just basically the rocks would be cooler, so the darker colours towards the rock and the lighter colours towards the heat. So I've still got some fire red in there, so I mixed in some yellow to give us an orangey colour. And as I say, the heat is further away from the rock, so it becomes lighter the further away you get. And so what I do is I go over yellow, and then I put some fire orange on to give it that sort of burny, and then towards the end I want to go back over it with yellow to try and sort of, you know, make it even hotter. So things coming along nicely and just about at the end, and obviously I'm going to tidy it all up with a black run of paint just around the base where I've gone sort of over the top. So I think it's a good time to talk about why it's the right thing to do is to rescue eBay models, or you know, models that were never going to see the light of day. And not only do you get the chance to actually do a model you've never seen before, or never actually held a Dreadknight before, but you know, there's something intrinsically good about saving something and doing it, and maybe I'm just a sap for that kind of thing. So I put some paper clips in the feet just to hold it into the cork, and it's just a case of getting them in the right position and push, pop, there you go, all done and dusted, and then we can see him spinning on his base. Really like this model, apart from this sort of stupid baby Bjorn carrier aspect, I'm not too sure, but I like the idea of it standing on sort of demonically possessed worlds, knocking hell out of demons. I think that's a pretty cool thing. The red looks kind of flat in that light, which is a shame because it is highlighted, it just doesn't look like it. You can see maybe a little bit of it there, but thanks again, sorry everyone, for your subscriptions. We're now over 800, and it's all down to you, so thanks very much guys, hope you liked it. Cheers, bye bye.